Hey guys, welcome back to the biggest agricultural platform in Namibia known as Induna, Wengombe, which means headman of cattle. My name, of course, Mitsumutumba Simata, aka the headman of cattle. So today, I was watching a podcast yesterday by Zamasu. Nice podcast he has. He started his own podcast. I forgot its name. He was talking to one of the leading agricultural economists in South Africa, and they were talking of how food secure South Africa is, because we see that the South African farming industry or the agricultural industry of South Africa is $1 billion industry. So how food secure are we? And the economist said, yes, we produce all this food, but we are still a country that experiences high levels of food insecurity, which led me down a rabbit hole to go and conduct my own research on Namibia, my country where I live in. How food secure are we? Because you'd always hear them say, particularly in the budget speech, which we had yesterday, the Namibian budget, I still need to go through it, is that agriculture contributes 5% of the Namibian gross domestic product. And so it produces 5%. So you would sit there and think that the the agricultural sector in Namibia means that the country contributes 5%, means that the country should be very food secure. So I went down and I collected some information and I got some documentation here that I'd love to go through with you guys. So guys know I'm never writing solo. I'm never writing solo. I got my trusted notebook here with my not so flattering handwriting. Let's get into this one. Namibia, acute food insecurity analysis, July 2023 to June 2024. So this was last year and this year's. It goes till June. In the current period from July to September 2023, 579,000 people in Namibia, 22% of the population, are experiencing high levels of acute food insecurity, IPC phase 3 or above, and require urgent action to reduce food gaps and protect livelihoods. Only two regions, Irongo and Khomas, are classified in IPC Phase 2, stressed and need action for livelihood protection, while the remaining 12 regions are classified as IPC Phase 3, crisis. Namibia's deteriorating food security is mainly driven by climate and prices shocks, economic decline, and unemployment. According to the 2022 Global Hunger Index, Namibia suffers from a serious level of hunger, ranking as 78th out of 116 countries. Except Hardap, Oshana, and Otjozondjupa, which are classified in stress IPC2, IPC Phase 2. In the regions of Kavango East and Hangwena, 40% of the population experience high acute food insecurity, IPC 3 or above, whereas in Karas and Zambezi, 10% of the population experience an emergency IPC4 situation. Karas continues to experience unpredictable high unemployment levels with a high dependency on purchase of foodstuff. Flash floods were experienced, destroying some of the infrastructure, leaving a serious challenge in overall food security situation. So let me explain the phases. So phase 1 is 996,000 people in food security. Phase 2, it's 896,000 people in food stress. Phase 3 is 575,000 people in crisis. Then you have phase 4, which is 102,000 people in emergency. This is like you need to do something. Phase 5, it's 0 people in catastrophic. So those are the different phases. So it says Namibia, we move between phase 2 and 3. Sorry, I made a mistake. We move between phase 3 to phase 4. So that's how it looks like. So we are a country that is not that food secure. And things like climate is affecting us right now. This is 2024. Farmers have plowed maize. We're experiencing El Nino, meaning that most of this maize has been burned and wilt in the fields because they have not yet invested in improved equipment like drip irrigations and so forth. And then number two, you also have situations where farmers are still using outdated farming methods. They haven't changed. Such as, for example, if we're experiencing a time of very little rain, why do you plant white maize? Why not plant maybe something that's a bit drought resistant that could be still eaten? So we are a country that is struggling. Because when you look at it, the beef industry in Namibia is one of our biggest industries in the agricultural sector. And when we experience a time of no rain, it means our cattle don't have enough to eat. It means the price of fodder goes up, the price of feed goes up, and the price of leeks goes up because we import these things from South Africa. So I was talking to a farmer yesterday and I was busy telling him, why don't you plant something like pearl millet? Pearl millet, mahangu, we'd call it mahangu here, pearl millet. You harvest the cereal, the stalks you leave for your cattle to graze, or you plant sorghum. And there are different variants of sorghum. There's the sorghum for human consumption, there's the sorghum that can be utilized for livestock fodder. Maybe we need to start considering planting crops that are dual purpose, that can be we human beings consume them and the livestock utilize them as feed. So these are the type of things that we need to start looking at, and we probably have to start looking at fruits and vegetables that are a bit more drought tolerant and drought resistant. Because there were a couple of them that I noted down here. I just want to collect them quickly. Okay, things like sorghum, which is one, we can do. We can do pearl millet, which is another crop that is drought tolerant. We got cowpeas, and then we got chicken peas and cassava. But the problem with us is we don't really eat cassava this side. It's more up that side of Africa. But you can utilize it as a grain. We can eat it, but most of the other people who plant it, like in countries like America, utilize it for animal feed. It has a high level of protein in it. So these are some of the things that just led me down to just read a bit up on things like how secure my country, Namibia, is when it comes to food security. Because we keep on talking of Vision 2020, 2030, and I don't think we're actually anywhere close to actually meeting the targets of Vision 2030. Because things like our green schemes that the government tries to create at government farms, which is now a government horticulture unit, they have not really been run and managed well. Most of them are standing in ruins. Some of them have not really been active, and money has to be allocated. We had a rice production happening in my region, Zambezi, where I'm originally from, and that rice production collapsed. And what's quite funny, regions that are supposed to be one of our highest agricultural production areas, like the Zambezi, for example, is experiencing one of the worst food insecurities. Doesn't make sense, does it? But I saw that similarities with Namibia and South Africa. They said in South Africa, regions like Limpopo, a province like Limpopo, has a high level of food insecurity. But yet these are regions that are considered to be the breadbaskets. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say bye for now.